everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Face shave time. I've just done my head and it was a good shave, just not a great shave. You know, there was a little bit of blood and it wasn't fantastic. But I'm really here to sort of showcase the brush, have a look at the brush, see how it performs, and let's get stuck into it. So we've got Heritage Hill Shaving Company, or Shave Company, Washington. Now that is the scent notes down the bottom there. Tobacco, bay, jasmine, patchouli, sweet orange, fir needle. Now the scent on this is very reminiscent to a barbershop. It's a very nice scent, it's a very easy to lather soap, it's a good performing soap, and I'm looking forward to using it again really for a face shave. You can smell more from a face shave. But I'm here really just to sort of show you this. Now this is a Frank shaving, I think it's about 28mm, I'm not sure, I should have really checked up on this, but I couldn't find it on the website, the size of this knot. It looks about 28mm, maybe a little bit smaller. It's like a beehive or whatever they want to call it shape. It's got black and red. It's very basic looking, and it's almost sort of cheap looking if I'm honest, the handle. It's reasonably comfortable to hold. You can get your hand into that groove there. It's quite chunky, it's heavy, so I don't believe it's cheap plastic, it's definitely resin. But I did find out yesterday that Frank Shaving actually CNC mill these handles. They don't hand turn them, and that's one of the things that they're sort of pushing towards. So my question for everyone out there, if you've used a Frank shaving brush, what's your thoughts on the handles? I've been on the website, I've checked out every handle on the website, every brush with every hair knot, everything. I've even looked through Google at other brushes that Frank Shaving has made and sold, and just behind the rest of the market. Now if you look at like Uomo or Umo or whatever you want to call them, they're pushing out some fantastic handles at the moment. I don't know what the hair's like in the badges, but Frank Shaves makes a fantastic badger knot, like one of the best. The Manchurian is exceptional, but he sticks it in handles that just don't quite cut the mustard for me. They're just a little bit dated, they're just not up there with the best on the market. And really, if he had to get best of both worlds and update his handles and get to a point where he could sort of compete with all these fantastic brush handles out there. I'm not saying drive artisans out of business, but every business, big or small, it's there to make money. And if you can put those badger knots into top quality handles, they'll sell like hotcakes. I can almost guarantee it. But anyway, I've got the soak soaping. I've got the soap soaking. I'm going to pull that out, splash it in my face. Pop the razor in the hot water. It's the car of Christopher Bradley again. I bet you would never have guessed that, I tell you. I'm going to dip the brush in the hot water while it's filling up. Flick out most of the excess. Here we go. So I did notice with this brush, you'll not be able to see it. You might see it actually, I just can't see it on the screen on my camera. But this knot is all twisted in the middle now. There's lots of twisted fibres down there. It's probably going to need brushed. And there's the soap. 6 ounces of soap. I can't remember how much the Heritage shaving soaps are. I don't even know whether they still make them, to be honest. They're still on Instagram. I tagged them on the Instagram post, so I'm assuming they're still up and running, which is great because it's a fantastic soap. And I can't imagine it being too expensive, and for 6 ounces of soap it'll probably be good value for money as well. The scent is filling up the bathroom now, which is great. Put that to the side. I'm just going to grab this. Yeah. Scoop it on. And I'll rinse the soap out. The vacuum out again, it does my head in. I always pick the wrong times to shave. Is there a wrong time to shave? Probably not. I'm having to clean this handle off here. The bloody soap's everywhere on it. Right, here we go. So, on hand lathering this brush the day that it arrived, I found it to be very, very springy. with a lot of backbone and not very soft tips. This handle's getting absolutely caked in lather, see this? And this is a big handle. It's a stubby handle, which is a pain in it. I'm not the biggest fan of stubby handles, they're just too short. And when you lather like I do, if you don't get all the water out the base of the knob, it causes you issues. So I'm just going to do my usual, keep painting water until it goes translucent, then I'll spray the brush and see how it feels. It's definitely got a lot of backbone, it's got far too much for me to be fair. So that there, if I was to describe that feeling going across my face over my lips, it feels a bit like a paintbrush. An actual paintbrush that you paint your walls with or your doors with. Right, I think we are ready to splay. You can see that the brush is covered in lather. I'm just going to scoop that on my chin now. Yeah, it's almost sort of hard to splay, to get it to splay evenly. It's far too much scrub for me. But once again, that scrub is creating a ludicrous lather like it did in my head. Yeah, this just isn't. You can see the amount of movement in my cheek when I'm doing it. I don't like that feeling. I've got to really force it down. It's not uncomfortable. I thought this would be too scrubby in terms of irritation. I could definitely get irritation. If I'm rubbing that in the same spot, I can feel heat friction. In terms of lather, I can't really fault it. It makes a fantastic lather. But that's a synthetic, that's nothing really to do with this knot essentially. I create better lathers with synthetic brushes. It doesn't hold the lather either, the lather just pisses all over the place. It's not an enjoyable face lathering experience. That being said, I can't really argue with the results at the moment. Because that is a very, very nice lather. So you can see that it's just pissing out of the knot all over the place. It's actually quite annoying. So that puts into comparison how good that Manchurian was. 25mm knot and a tiny little handle, and I hardly made much mess with it really. I had to wipe it 4 or 5 times, but nothing like the amount of mess that's still pouring down the sides of this brush. Right, here we go, what a lather. The Carve Christopher Bradley razor with the B plate again, with the Polsilver again. Sorry for the boredom, but 2 days growth. Right, here we go. Yeah, that's uncomfortable now on freshly shaved skin, so I'm going to just paint. It's really takes a good oomph to spread this blush, to display it. I think if you like a scrubby brush, this is your man. For painting, it's fantastic. You can paint your walls with this brush. I can't really fault the painting of it, you know, and I could create a lather painting, just solely painting, definitely. But it would be time consuming, more so than my usual lather technique, which is time consuming enough. Very slick soap. Little hole there. Now that's getting quite dry and pasty, so let's just dip the tips and paint some water in. That's a bad idea. I need to splay the bloody thing now. No, I can't wholeheartedly really recommend this brush to the general shaving community. If you love a scrubby brush, and I mean scrubby, it's fantastic. If you want to gloss your doors, it's fantastic.
See you in a bit.
See you, mate. There we have it. I cannot really grumble at it. It's a fantastic shade, really. Oh. I do have to just get under the nose there, but I'll have to just do that now. One of the downsides to the carve is every now and then I just don't get under far enough. So this trusty, never-ending Gillette skin guard, the back of it is fantastic for doing under your nose. Great invention, the trimming blade. And there we have it, another pretty good face shape. Got a few little red spots on my neck. I don't know whether I'm having a reaction to the soap, if I'm honest. I had a bit of blood on my head that could have been as a result of a reaction to the soap stroking the brush or the leaf razor. But yeah, I don't know. Doesn't feel like irritation. Yeah. Jesus. Seems to need quite a lot of rinsing out as well. There we go, that's better. Just give it a bit of a dry. I can tell you right now, this one, my son won't have this, so this will be in the giveaway, this brush, along with a couple of others I think. Right, Washington from Heritage Hill Shaving Company. Really nice scent. I don't know whether I'm reacting to it or not. I don't think I am. I think that's just the usual little spots and dots that I get from shaving. Really nice scent, great performance, easy to lather, thick, dense, creamy, glossy, slick, you name it, it's got it. It's a very good soap. 6 ounces of it. Can't remember the price, about 20 bucks, something like that, I can't remember. So long since I've really looked at the price of shaving stuff, and so many things have changed. There's a Kaizen version too, I had no idea. And Peter's doing vegan soap now, it's just mental. The brush, I think this is called the B5, not the V5 or the B5. It's okay, it's usable. If this was all I had, I could shave, I could lather with it on my face, I'd have shaves, it'd be fine, I'd get used to it. But there's far superior stuff on the market at the moment, far better knots than this. You know, Peter Wolf over at Wolf Whiskers has had the Black Wolf knot since I started wet shaving in 2016, and it's far superior to this. It blows this away. It's just incredible compared to this. And the handles, once again, Peter Wolf makes a fantastic handle and blows these away as well. I haven't seen and yet to see a handle come out of Frank Shaving that I actually go, fuck, that looks good, that looks really good, I wish I had that handle. You know, and that's how it works for wet shavers generally. You see something, you go, ooh, I really like that. Have I got enough money for it? No, so I'll just buy it anyway. That's what happens. That's the pit that you end up in with wet shaving. That's where I've been, that's where I'm trying to steer clear of. But I'm also trying to help people by giving them hopefully advice that allows them to grow their businesses without ripping other business companies off. You know, I don't want them making handles the spitting image of, you know, Dogwood, Chisel and Hound, or Turn and Shave. You know, they need to make their own handles that they've created themselves that still look fantastic. They have to get to that point themselves. It's not about ripping off other people to make it big, and that happens a lot, especially out of China, sadly. And I think India's another one for it. The razor, it's the carved Christopher Bradley razor. Fantastic razor, shaving brilliant, I tell you. I don't know how many years, I think that's the 4th or 5th shave on that Polsilver now, and it's really close shave, really comfortable. My skin feels lovely actually after using that Heritage Hill. All over it feels great. Even my head, all the bumps are gone, so I'm thinking it's maybe not a reaction to the soap, maybe the leaf razor's maybe too much for my head today. I'm going to finish off with frosted Heliopteris from MAOL Grooming. There is the ingredients list, pretty much the exact same or identical to the frosted Frankenlime. This is a really rich, strong, unique fougere. That's all I can describe it as. It's a beautiful, it's almost a creamy, floral, woodsy, a tiny, maybe a bit of citrus. It's really nice. So 3 splashes for the head, 2, 3. and 3 for the face. Well, I can tell you now, once again, minimal burn, so that would suggest that I've had a very good shave, head and face, with very little irritation, which is great. I think the first ingredient on this is denatured alcohol, so that'll be the primary ingredient in there. Most of that bottle will be alcohol, and yet, fantastic. I really enjoyed that. Oh, that's scent. Now, this is just an aftershave splat. What is it? Has it got on here what it's actually called? Has he actually named it anything on here? Aftershave. So it is aftershave. That's what he's called it. The scent on this will last me hours. So this will sit on my skin now and just emanate a little bit every now and then. I'll get a little whiffs of it from my hands and from my skin for the next 2 to 3 to 4 hours, maybe even longer. It's a very strongly scented post-shave, aftershave. But the properties of the healing the skin and all the oils and stuff are in it, fantastic. There's very few things on the market that are better than it. It's just lovely. It leaves a lovely moisturised but not greasy feeling on your skin. Anyway, I'm at, I don't know how many minutes, because I did cut that in the middle there just to go and open the door for the vacuum. Enjoyed it. It was a great shave. Frank shaving. Sort your handles out, mate, and chuck those Manchurians into nicer handles, and you're really going to take off as a business. While you're still selling stuff like this, and the silver one and the black and green one that you sent over, albeit the knots are lovely, the handles don't do the knot justice. You know, if you're going to make a fantastic knot, you need to put it in a fantastic handle to then gain the fantastic price and the fantastic reputation that would come along with it. And I keep saying fantastic, but I hope you get where I'm coming from. If you watch this, Frank, it's just my humble opinion, but I've owned 4 businesses myself. I've been self-employed for years. I have reviewed hundreds of products, maybe thousands of products. And the one thing that always sticks with me is the quality of stuff, and your knots quality, your handles are average, dated, and they need brought up to modern times with all the stuff that's happening at the moment. So it's just a humble opinion that hopefully sets you on a path of getting there eventually, or helps you. I don't know. I mean, I'm more than happy to help with ideas. There's plenty of stuff out there, you know that, you've seen it all. You see all the competition, you see who makes them. So it's not like for lack of being able to see what you can do, it's just obviously translating it into what you can do personally yourself. You may not have the ability to make those type of handles with the nice bits of wood and resin and little spiky things in the wood, and you know, nice sparkly resins and things. I don't know. Everything you make seems to be matte or slightly shiny, sheen finish on the resins, and it sort of stays like that across the board. So sort that out, you're going to have some beautiful brushes, especially with your badger knots. But anyway, that's enough talking about that. Like I say, I've asked before, what's your take on Frank shaving handles? I know the badger knots are great. If you've used a badger knot from Frank shaving, I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me, unless you got an absolute dud, which I'd be surprised about. The synthetics so far, average, very average, like way below average, not even top 10 for me. But other than that, stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.